welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the support module, or modules. Let's get into the editor, and I've already pre-designated a location. So the support modules we're going to be looking at today are close air support and artillery support. What we're going to do is we're going to use the sights module, which you learned about last video, to man the Camino firing range with enemies. And then we're going to take a team to the lighthouse up here, looking down on the firing range, and then we're going to call in mortars and helicopter support and completely destroy the firing range. So let's get started with that. Let's go ahead and drop our team down. And no player, make sure you make the team leader the player. And we will drop the site to garrison this area. Oops. The module rather. So modules. And then sites. Op 4. 200 by 200 should be good for this. And we'll make it a base. 200 by 200. 200 by 200 will probably even man this area over here. And now we're going to take a look at the types of support we're going to add. We will bring our support in from Air Station Mike 26. Seems to be the go-to place for all of my tutorials. And in order to get to support, the support actually needs to be on the map. So let's do the artillery support first. First thing we're going to do is we're going to drop mortars. So mortars are under static, and it's the only thing under static right now. Static is static weapons like the Mortar or a 50 cal or Mark 19 on a tripod or a tow on a tripod, a wire-guided rocket. So mortars, and what we'll do is we'll put 3 of them down. So put 1 down, then copy, paste, paste. Make sure you group them all together. And now we are going to go to the modules, drop the module. And instead of sights, we're going to go to supports. Now, to get support, you need 2 modules. You need the support provider and the support requester. You only need 1 support requester total, but for every type of support that you're going to have provided, you need another support provider. So this is provider artillery. So drop support provider artillery, and you don't need any of the stuff over here. Okay, now I think with waypoints we were grouping waypoints to the triggers. We're not going to group these, we're going to sync these. So make sure you select the sync mode and sync the module to the group leader. And now we have to put the support requester module down. So we'll go back over here and back to modules. Support requester instead of support provider. Alright, I almost forgot, and I have to add this back in at the end, but you can set the times any specific type of support can be requested in this section of the module. So make sure if you want the support requests to be limited, such as artillery, if you don't set the number of times you can call artillery here, you can call it unlimited times and use as many mortars as you want until the mission's over. So it can kind of break the mission. So make sure you add in a limit if you want there to be a limit. Drop it down. And once again, make sure you sync it to the person who you want to call the support in. Now, it doesn't have to be the player. If you have these other slots as playable, you can let anyone be the support requester. Say you want to put down a radio operator and have him call in the support. You can do that. But for now, we're going to sync it with the team leader. And now you have to link the requester with the actual giver of support. English fails me. And where to go? Here it is. Provider, that's what I meant. Now, the support provider, which is the mortars, are linked to the provider module. The provider module is linked to the requester module, and the requester module is linked to the requester. Fairly simple. Now, let's go ahead and go in game and preview this before we do the close air support one. Close air support is going to be just the same, but we want to make sure everything's working. Alright, and the way we're going to access our support... Uh-oh. That happens sometimes right now. A vehicle will spawn with the sights module, and it'll spawn in a bad spot, and it'll explode instantly. But let's go over here and check down into that base. I don't know how a vehicle spawned in the middle of the field and exploded, but it did. And everything's working, everything is manned. And how do we call in support? Use the radio. Default is 0 to bring up your radio. And then 8 for communication. And then you see the X. You see how the X pops up in the middle of my screen? Let's back out of here. And we'll do it again. 08. And that X pops up. That's where the support is going to land. So let's say we want the artillery to hit that group of targets. So you can call support through your optic. So you can zoom in and call support that way. So we'll call, let's say, 3 rounds of artillery support on these guys. So 08, and then artillery strike is 1. And you select who you... If I had multiple groups of artillery linked, there would be more than one choice here. But there's only one, so we'll do 1. And then it gives you how many rounds you want. And I think I said we're going to do 3, so just hit 3. And you can see down at the bottom that I'm requesting artillery support, and they're sending the rounds out. And while we're waiting on those rounds to come out, let's see if we can hit this tower also. Alright. Now that fire base is just under 2 kilometers out, or just over 2 kilometers out. So just around 2 kilometers out. So it's going to take a while for those rounds to get here. And get some. So I think we can safely say the artillery module is working. Alright, now let's go back. And we will add the close air support in. So close air support is going to be the same thing. Get back to airbase Mike 26, air station Mike 26, and we're going to drop 2 helicopters. So air, and you want the AH-9, not the MH-9. AH is attack helicopter, MH, don't remember, but it's not attack. Drop 1, and it automatically grouped. Make sure you ungroup it, and then drop another one, and those 2 will group together, which is fine. Now you can either drop a new module, or you can just copy this one and paste it, but you have to change it from artillery to close air support, helicopter attack. And then sync, do not group the 2 together. Now you don't have to create another support requester. This guy is going to be requesting all of the support, so you just sync the requester with the new provider. And now I'll be able to call in either artillery or CAS or both, which I'm going to do. And keep in mind, if you want to give everyone something to do, you can have one guy call in mortars, one guy call in air support, and do it up however you want to do it. It's your call as the mission maker. So, that was easy. Let's check that out. Back up here. Get my fire team to stay over here. And that vehicle exploded again on its own. I don't know what's going on over there. Alright, now what we're going to do, access your radio, so 08, but now you see I have two options. So we're going to call in air support, and when the air support gets here, or right as it's about to get here, I'm going to call in artillery on several different positions. So let's call in air support directly on top of this vehicle. And there's only one air support type available. There's only one aircraft available right now. So in the future, you'll be doing air support. You'll be able to choose between, you know, different types of helicopters and airplanes, and there's really no other type of air support. So now I've requested that air support to come in, and we will wait. It's going to take him a couple minutes to get here because he's fairly far away. But as soon as I can hear him, I'm going to call in mortars. And we'll call them in on that vehicle. And once again, on that OP tower, even though it looks like everyone's dead inside already because the vehicle exploded. And once all these guys are distracted by the shit that's raining down on top of them, I'm going to bring my fire team up, and we're going to start engaging targets. While we're waiting, I'll tell you that there's another way to call in artillery. You don't have to do it while looking at an area. You can actually do it from the map. So say we're looking down at the airbase, and this is that OP tower right there with the destroyed vehicle and the smoke. So instead of looking at it and calling the air support, say I don't have line of sight on it, I can call the air support from the map. So I can go 08, request artillery strike, and I can call it, and I'll do that from the map, whoops, as soon as I hear those choppers rolling in. Now I definitely hear them. And I see them. So let's go ahead and call that artillery support. We'll do it from the map this time. 0811, and we'll do 3 rounds there. And then we'll do 3 rounds on top of where that vehicle was. Oh, they're still firing. You can't call them again until they've completed their... There you go. It says rounds complete down here. So we'll call them again. 0811. And we'll do 3 more rounds, I guess, right here. And then we'll call some in at the entrance right here when they've completed their rounds again. It says rounds complete, so let's call that last strike in. I've only got 2 rounds left, so we'll call them at the entrance. There are the rounds. What's the helicopter doing? It's stuck in the air. I got that vehicle with the artillery, so let's call my fire team up. Regroup on me. Get in line formation. And you're free to open fire. There are the rounds that I call them entrance. Oh shit. Jesus Christ. Oh, now you decide you want to fucking fire some of those rounds. So that concludes the support module tutorial. Now you guys know how to, let's back out. make a support requester and link it to a player, and then make the support providers and link them to the support provider modules. And that's it. I hope you guys learned something, and as usual, thanks for watching.